Welcome to Spiedel's Federal Tax Minute. I'm your host, Catherine Zidane. This week we're talking about final regulations the IRS has released for increased clean energy project benefits. We'll be discussing the general business credit and all of the credits under that umbrella at Spiedel's 2024 Summer Tax Webinar. You can see the other topics that will be covered and get registered for this 8-hour webinar at Spiedel.com. The IRS has issued final regulations related to the increased tax credit or deduction amounts for clean energy facilities and projects that have prevailing wage and registered apprenticeship requirements. There are 9 energy credits and a deduction that have wage and apprenticeship requirements. But remember that for some of these credits, like the residential and non-residential solar credits, the wage and apprenticeship requirements only apply to very large projects. For those taxpayers subject to the increased credit or deduction amount, the credit is generally equal to the base amount multiplied by 5. To qualify for the wage and apprenticeship increased credit or deduction amounts, taxpayers generally need to ensure that laborers and mechanics are paid wages at rates not less than applicable prevailing wage rates established by the Department of Labor for the type of work performed in the facility's geographic area. They also need to meet specified labor hours, ratio, and participation requirements related to employing qualified apprentices from registered apprenticeship programs. Unlike the wage requirements, the apprenticeship requirements only apply with respect to construction, alteration, or repair of a facility that occurs prior to the facility being placed in service. And taxpayers have to meet specific record-keeping and reporting requirements. Where the wage and apprenticeship requirements apply, they apply to all contractors and subcontractors who employ laborers and mechanics in construction, alteration, or repair work on the energy project. The taxpayer claiming the increased credit or deduction is responsible for ensuring that the requirements are satisfied. The final regulations include rules that incentivize contemporaneous compliance with the wage and apprenticeship requirements, implement record-keeping requirements, guarantee that taxpayers with projects covered by qualifying project labor agreements will not be penalized, and clarify when taxpayers can qualify for a good faith effort exception to the apprenticeship requirements by defining what constitutes a request for qualified apprentices, what constitutes a response, and when the exception applies. There are significant penalties for taxpayers who claim the increased credits or deduction but fail to meet the wage and apprenticeship requirements. So it's important for those taxpayers subject to these requirements to familiarize themselves with the rules and thoroughly document their compliance. Get all the news you need to keep your clients current, as well as new tax planning strategies to minimize taxes throughout the year at Spiedel's quarterly Federal Tax Update webinar. Sign up for all 4 topic-driven webinars or just a single session at Spiedel.com under webinars. That's all for this week. Join us next time for another episode of Spiedel's Federal Tax Minute.